Dhamma sermon. Let's all together pay homage to the Supreme Buddha and let's go for refuge to the Triple Gems. Say with me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe Panchasila, repeat after me. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramēraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramēraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
I observe these precepts for happiness in this life and to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha Sasana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Thero Saranai. A very good morning to you all, dear lecturers and dear brothers and sisters. Today, it's a special day for all of you. That you all are gathered here to listen to the Buddha's teachings. And this occasion is special for all the Buddhists and all the people who are all around the world. Why? Because we celebrate and we commemorate the Buddha's greatest incidents that happened in the Buddha's life. So this is the May month, this is the Vesak month. We engage in a lot of meritorious activities. Now, I know can keep the incense sticks just outside. few minutes, let me take your cup. So, as people are living in a Buddhist country and people who are very much engaged in Buddhism, you all come across this word called merit. In Sinhala we call it pin, isn't it? Yes. And all throughout our life, we hear and we are inspired and we are motivated to do merits, or we call it collecting merits. So what is merit actually? What is pin? The definition of merit is called happiness. What is it? Happiness. What sort of happiness that we get from merits? Now let's take a merit. One of the first merits that Buddha introduced us to practice is giving, being generous. To give. So this merit can generate happiness. How? Let's say, for an example, you're coming to study here, okay? And on the way, you meet and you see a poor person near a color light. Okay. Sometimes usually you bring a lunch packet or lunch box, with you sometimes, some of you. Let's say you're having a lunch packet in your bag. And when you see this poor person, you feel the hunger of that person. Have you felt someone's hunger? No? Have you felt someone's suffering? We can feel other people's suffering. That's called compassion. What is it? Compassion. Ability to feel someone's suffering, ability to suffer together is called compassion. Okay. The word compassion derived from the Latin word called compati. Compati means to suffer together. The ability to suffer together. Okay. As humans, as beings, we can share our suffering. But most of the people lack these qualities. That's called the sharing of suffering. Most of us suffer alone, don't we? Do we? Yes. Most of the people, they suffer alone because there is no one to share the suffering. There is no one to say. There is no one to cry with. Okay. There's no one to talk about their problems that they are going through in their life. But if you have this amazing quality of compassion, we can see someone's suffering. Okay. There are people who can feel our suffering. Other people, they don't see that. Okay. There are some people, maybe your parents, maybe someone who you know, maybe someone who you love, maybe one of your friends. They feel and they understand there is something wrong in your life. That's something, a problem going in your life. And they come and ask from you like, what's going on? Is there any problem? You can share with me. Okay. That is why they say a good friend is a friend who lifts you up when no one else has seen that you have fallen. good friend can lift you up when no one else has seen that you have fallen. People fall silently, secretly. They don't know that. Other people don't know about it. Okay, so that is called compassion. Let's say you can feel that hunger and you can feel that suffering in that person. Now you have something to give. What is it? Your lunch packet. You know? Now you feel like giving. You know, taking it out and giving it. But at the same time, there's another voice in your head that says to you, what? If I give, what's left for me? No? What is for me? Then you fight with these two voices. They are like two wolves in our head. It's a nice story about two wolves. A grandfather was telling a story to his son. The grandfather said, son, there are two wolves in my head that are constantly fighting to win the power of my life. Okay. One is anger, jealousy, resentment, greediness, selfishness. That's a one wolf. The other wolf is compassion, love, sharing, patience, humbleness. That's the other wolf. So these two wolves are fighting to take over the power of my life. Then the son asked, who wins? Who is going to win? Then the grandfather said, the wolf that wins is the wolf I feed. What's the wolf wins? The wolf you feed. If you're feeding constantly the anger, greediness, selfishness into your mind, that wolf wins. If we feed love, compassion, sharing to our mind, that wolf wins. That is why the Buddha said, you are what you think. Understand that? We are what we think. So you fight with these two voices and you win one voice. That is the giving voice, the generous voice. Okay. And let's say you gave it a packet of rice. And you see this person going to somewhere else and he eats it. Okay? And you see the smile on that person's face. What do you feel? You feel happy, isn't it? You feel like you won something. Yes, you actually won. You won a battle between generosity and greediness. Okay? That is why the Buddha said, giving is a war. Dhanam cha yuddham cha samanam. Giving is like a war. You have to constantly battle with your greediness, constantly battle with your selfishness. So, when you give, you get that happiness, no? So that's called merit. That happiness is called merit. And that happiness is so different than the other kinds of happiness that we feel from this world. See, we find pleasure and happiness from this world, from things, from objects, That happiness is so different than the happiness that we get from merits. It lasts long. Let's say 10 years passed. You're traveling in the same road and you see the same person. What do you feel? What do you remember first? You remember the thing that you did on that day, no? What do you feel instantly? You still feel happy. The more you think, the more you feel happy about yourself. This is something that many people don't have. What is it? To be happy about themselves. Are you happy about yourself? Not yet? Not yet. Still, we have something to be fulfilled, no? In all of our minds. Sometimes we are not happy about ourselves. We wish that we had some more. Okay? That's what happens when we think about ourselves materially. Okay? When we think of materials, we need something more. Okay? You always think, I wish I could have something more comfortable, more nice things, more beautiful things, you know. There's a mental illness called body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia means feeling unhappy about the parts of your body, how your body looks like, how your face looks like. Thinking that it is imperfect. Are you suffering from that? Usually like, I wish I could have a nice nose, beautiful nose. Maybe my forehead is too big. So people are thinking like that. They are worrying about it. See? That's about worrying about materials, things that you have gotten in your life. We need something more to do that. But see, if we can be happy about the qualities that we have, the inner qualities, like compassion, like giving, if we can develop it, you become content inside. You become happy about yourself inside. Okay, maybe I may not look good outside, you know. I may not be perfect outside, but I'm good inside, I'm beautiful inside, so that I'm happy about myself. Okay? In that way you can be happy. That is why the merit is called happiness. This happiness is so different than the material happiness. It will keep you happy until the last moment of your life. Okay? So what we have to do is to understand the nature of the material happiness and the spiritual happiness, and practice it and collect it both together in balance. Understand? And also, I would say the more you go through challenges in your life, your life will be more interesting. We always wish a comfortable life. We always wish a life without challenges, life without difficult days, life without problems. Understood? Life without suffering. Isn't it? Yes. But you can't have a life without suffering. It comes with a package. Okay? Life comes with a package. If you take life, there comes suffering. You can't remove it. Okay? If you take birth, what comes next? The death. You know? You can't remove birth from death. That should be understood. That is what Buddha said. First, understand that life is characterized by suffering. Now, suffering is not a negative thing. Suffering is not a bad thing. Actually, suffering is the thing that makes our life more meaningful. Because of suffering, we can understand, we can realize the nature of life. There is something to think about life. Okay? All the challenges and all the problems that you go through is a part of life. Understand it. I will give you a nice simile for this, so that you can understand about the challenges, the perspective about the challenges in life. Okay. I know you all face challenges. I face challenges, you face challenges every single day. We solve problems every single day. Life is always about a question paper. It's a paper full of questions, every single day. When you wake up, do you solve questions, problems? Yes. Waking up in the morning itself is a problem, isn't it? You solve it somehow. Okay. After maybe 5 to 6 alarms. After snoozing 5 to 6 alarms, somehow you solve the problem, So then you get down. Then getting up is a challenge. Getting ready is a challenge. You solve that problem. Coming to the SLIT is a problem. It's a challenge. You overcome it. Crossing the road, isn't it a challenge? Yes. You cross the road from here. I've seen a lot of the times. Students, they cross the road. That's a risk. That's a challenge that you all go through in life. Okay? Everything is a risk. Studying is a risk. It's a challenge. Facing exam, it's always a challenge. Relationships, is it a challenge? Yes, it is. It's a risk. Eating food, is it a challenge? Yes. Drinking water, it's a challenge. It's a problem that we solve. See, life is full of challenges and full of problems. We don't want to worry about it. Only we need to accept it. What we have to do? Accept. Don't run away. Accept. This is a nice story that Buddha teaches us. The Buddha said, a person is traveling through the jungle. Okay. And all of a sudden he gets hit by an arrow. He didn't know. He was just traveling and he got hit by an arrow. Now it is painful. Okay? It's painful. Somehow he got up and he removed the arrow and he held on to the wound. Now he's going. And then he get hit by the second arrow. Okay? He got hit by the second arrow. Now, the first arrow was an accident. He didn't know that it is coming. He couldn't stop it. Why? He didn't know anything. No? He didn't know that there was a person who was going to shoot him. No. He got hit. He could not avoid it. But the second arrow is not an accident. It's a choice. When he got hit by the first arrow, he could have been more aware about the second arrow, no? Because of his ignorance, he got hit by the second arrow. So the Buddha teaches us that the first arrow is like the suffering that we get hit in life. You can't avoid it. There are painful feelings and challenges that we can't avoid when we are born to this world. Okay? They are called the inherent suffering. What are the inherent sufferings that we have? Aging is an inherent suffering, no? Can you stop? No. We age. Okay? Then sickness is an inherent suffering. Can we stop? You can have medicine, but you can't stop the sickness as a whole. No? Today you get fever, you drink medicine. Tomorrow you get cold. Sickness is an inherent suffering. You cannot stop it. Okay. Separation from loved ones. It's an inherent suffering. We are not born to this world alone. We live with people. There are people who we love. There are people who love us. Someday we have to be separated from them, isn't it? That's not negative. This is something that many people don't like to think. What is it? Separation from loved ones. They don't like to think that they are going to be separated. You don't like to think. We don't like to think. Our parents didn't like to think like that. You know, I used to make my parents angry. You know, my mother angry. When I leave home, what I say is, "Gihin enna." Okay, "Gihin enna." She said, "Gihin enna නෙමෙයි." No, what I say is, "Mang yanna." She says that, don't say yanna. Say gihin enna. You have to say. And I said, I don't know I will be able to, whether I'll be able to come back. Maybe I get hit by a car or something on the road. Then a slipper comes all from the face. My mother used to get so much upset when I remember her death. We don't like to think about it. Okay, separation from loved one. But the Buddha said, amazing, this is amazing. The Buddha said, always remember, every time remember that you're going to be separated from your loved ones. Now that seems negative, no? That seems scary. But scary things are not negative. If you understood that you are going to be separated from the people who are around you, what can you do? You can treat them very well today while they are alive. We forget that we are living with these people, and one day we are going to be separated. And we hold on to anger. We hold on to resentment. We don't forgive. You know? And what happens? Next day you don't know. They're gone. And now you can't forgive. You can't ask for forgiveness. You can't say sorry. Okay? Because they are gone. If you remember that you're going to be separated one day from your loved ones, you will always treat your loved ones with care, love today. No matter what happens, you can let go of the anger. Why? Because you know that they're not going to live forever. Understood? So these are the things. But that's the first arrow. You can't avoid it. First arrow is an accident. But second arrow, it's a choice. That's the worry. The Buddha said, second arrow is the worrying about these sufferings. It's your choice. Right? We can decide whether to worry about this suffering or whether to move on. It's always your choice. It's all about how you look at the suffering, how you look at the challenges. You can decide whether I'm going to let this challenge break me or make me. Okay? It all depends on your choice. Understand this. That is why you can avoid the second arrow. How? By having a good understanding about the first arrow. And think, I can't avoid this. What I can do is to stop worrying about this and focus on my purpose in my life. We all should have a purpose. One purpose. This is why I am living for. Okay? You have to find it by yourself. Think about it and find it. Okay? So this is the little advice that I'd like to share with you today. So now let's take some time. If you have any questions, so please you can ask so that we can discuss about something. If you're having any questions about the life, about the studies, maybe.
That was a nice right answer. I came came to know that few people have come from different religions.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to ask from you, what's the most important part of Buddhism for non-Buddhists to understand,
Mm-hmm.
and also the best way to explore Buddhism?
Can you raise your hand if you're from if you're non-Buddhist? Non-Buddhist. Ah, okay, that's good. Right. So Buddhism is not for everyone, but Buddhism is not only for Buddhists. Okay. Buddhism is for people who seek the meaning of life. Okay. And Buddhism is for people who likes to think. Okay. So what I say is there is not a single practice in Buddhism that is separated only for Buddhists. Okay. This is not a religion. Okay. Buddhism is not a religion. And Buddhism is not a philosophy either. Buddhism is a way of life that everyone can adopt into them. Okay. Everyone can practice. See, now you observe 5 precepts here. No? As Buddhists, they observe 5 precepts. You all can practice these 5 disciplines. What is it? To avoid killing animals. Okay, that you can do. Okay. To avoid stealing, that you can do. 3, avoid sexual misconduct, that you can do. To avoid lying, a little bit harder, but still you can do. No? And to avoid intoxicating yourself with drugs and alcohol. So these are the 5 things that everyone can practice as a discipline, not as a rule, but as a discipline. So many people think these are rules. These things are not meant to restrict you, not to steal your freedom. Discipline does not steal your freedom, it makes you free. Makes you free. Understood? That is why we believe in Buddhism, the freedom through discipline. Okay? Once you are disciplined, you are more free. Okay? In your mind. So that you are peaceful here. And also, there is not a single meditation that is only separate for Buddhists. No, everyone can practice. Okay. So I would like every one of you to invite. I would like to invite every one of you. So while studying and doing all these things, okay, learn Buddhism. Learn means not just to listen and let go. Okay, take something, read something about Buddhism, and try to understand it. Okay, because these days we always like to listen and just let it go. How many times we have listened to Bhagavad? No? Listening is not enough. Okay. If you can listen one thing, just one thing, and try to think, how can I practice this? How can I add this to my life? But the compassion, let's say compassion. How can I practice in practical world? Because we can sit here and we can talk all day about compassion and love and compassion, but if you step outside and become angry with other people, that's not going to use. That's no use. Okay. When it comes to practical life, it's so difficult. I know it's easy to come here and talk. It is easy to sit down there and listen, but to put it into practice, it's so difficult. So you have to find, how can I add this? Then you come across with challenges. Then next time, when you come across the challenges, then you have to ask, how can I overcome that challenge? Through the Buddhist teachings. And you clarify it. and you overcome it. Then again you will face challenges. But you have to keep asking, how can I do this? How can I do this? And then one day until you get the habit and the compassion is fully installed to you, then you will be the compassion. Then the compassion is you, not a separate thing. It becomes you. From your body reactions, from your words, or from your thinking pattern, it becomes you. Then everything, your challenges, the way you look at the challenges and the problems and experiences in your life start to change. Okay. So the best thing to start is to first practice these 5 disciplines. Okay. I know the fourth one is the most difficult one. Not to lie. You know? I know lying to not to lie is difficult. Why do we lie? Do you know why do we lie? We lie out of fear. Okay. We lie because we are afraid. Afraid of many things. Afraid of punishment. So that we lie. Didn't we lie? When your parents about to punish us? We lied. We said we didn't do. Because of the fear. Fear of losing. Or fear of missing out. You know? We lied. Fear of judgment. We lie. So we lie out of fear. Understood? Fear is a good thing in one way, but it's not always good. Some fears can stop our success. Okay, some fears. And once you tell the truth, understand, sometimes you may go through a difficulty, but one thing that you win is the trust. If you say the truth, you will win the trust. Maybe you go through a difficult time, but you win the trust. Trust is more important than the success. Understand? Trust is much more important. Let's see a question. You see someone else doing many unethical things, and how would you avoid yourself colliding with that? Because you know what is happening is wrong, but it keeps happening. So you see some people are doing unethical things. Okay. I mean, are doing the things that are wrong, actually. One thing that you should not do first is to try to say that they are wrong. Try to correct them. Don't be panicked to correct people. Okay. Why? People won't change easily. People won't change overnight. Can we change people overnight? You can't do that. People need time to change. People need time to understand that it is unethical and it is wrong. Okay. Until then, first you have to understand that I am not going to, first you have to think that I'm not going to share this wrong thing. You can share it. It's all in your choice. Understood? But it is challenging. I know, it's challenging. It's not easy. Sometimes people are so tricky. You know? People are so tricky and people fall into we fall into traps of people. The reason why they are so tricky is also, it's not their problem actually, it's their fear. Okay? It's their fear that they are, because they are insecure in their life, and they are trying to use that. Those are the people. Okay? So, if you look at that in that perspective, see, we all have this fear in our life. We all have fear in our life. The reason why they do wrong things is also because of fear. And also you have to understand why they do that, why they are doing it. Before judging, try to understand. Most of the time, the people do wrong things because of fear. They're not totally wrong. You can't find a person who is totally 100% wrong. This is what I read. I read a book about, it's a nice story. Okay. He's a king, and he got the ability to learn from his experience, because he got the ability to go out from the kingdom, okay, and be with the enemies as a friend. And this king realizes that the reason why the enemy kingdom are enemies of his kingdom is because they had no choice. Okay? The reason why the war happened was they were killing peacocks in the other kingdom. Okay? The peacocks were considered as a holy animal in that kingdom, but they were killing. The other kingdom was killing it. That was the reason for the war. That was the reason for them to become enemies. So he went to the enemy kingdom and found out why they keep killing peacocks. Okay? And they found out that a person takes that king to a place, and there are a lot of babies in that place. Okay? Mothers with babies. And a peacock is killed, and the blood is taken and they apply it on their eyes. The peacock blood. Why? That kingdom, the babies in that kingdom has a disease. They go blind. From the birth they go blind. If they did not, to cure that, they apply the peacock blood. They had no choice but to find that medicine. So that is why they keep killing. Okay? And they found out the reason why. Sometimes people do wrong things because they don't have any choice. Because of the fear. Because of the challenges, because of the suffering that they go through in their life. If we can understand, so that we can forgive easily. Forgiving is not saying that what that guy or that person did is wrong, right or wrong. Okay? Forgiving should be done to release your mind from anger, from the hatred. Because the anger and hatred is going to kill not the other person, but us first. It is harmful for us first. Okay? So, by understanding why people do mistakes, why people do wrong things, one thing that you can stay away from them. Second thing is, if you got the chance, you know how to help. You know what's wrong. See, most of the time we try to cure the symptom. We try to stop doing wrong things. We try to stop the wrong thing to happen. But if we try to stop the cause for that wrong thing, the cause for that mistake, then a mistake won't happen again. Okay? So by understanding the nature of the why people do wrong things will help you to help them and to not to get into traps, not to fall into traps. Why? Because you are wise. You know why they do that. You know what happens with them. That is called understanding. Okay? So that is how. I know, even being a monk, do you think that it's easy to be with people? No. We go through challenges every day. Okay? We meet a lot of people who comes with other motives. We deal with a lot of people who have fears, who do certain things with wrong things with fears. But one thing that helps us is to understand and deal with them. Once you understand and deal with them, you're wise. Okay? And you think about the situation not just emotionally, but from here. Most of the times we deal with people from our heart. Isn't it? Yes. We don't deal with our brain. See, to deal with people, we need both of these things, not one. If you deal with people only with brain, you're going to mess up in the relationship with people. Because everything should be logical. No? Everything should be proved. People are not logical. People are pretty illogical. Okay? People are unfair. Okay? People are weird. Yes, we are weird. So then we have to use both. We have to know where to use our brain and where to use our heart. Okay? By balancing these two, you create a wiser and a kinder person. Okay? If you are only kind, you are going to be used. Okay? And if you are only wise, you are going to get rejected. People will hate you. We need both. Even for a society to thrive, we need logics and we need ethics. Both. Society cannot thrive only through logics. We are trying to be so much logical, pretty scientific. Okay? But you can live only with logics. Say, with logics, your mother and another woman, there is no difference. Just a woman. Okay? If someone kills his or her mother, according to logic, there's no difference. Just like killing another woman. But through ethically, that's a big difference. That is why in Buddhism we consider killing their parents is an unforgivable sin or an unforgivable bad karma that you're going to suffer a long time. Okay? Ethically it is wrong. So we need logics and ethics both to live. Okay? We need to use our brain and heart both to be with and relate with people. Don't be just a heart person. You will suffer forever. Okay? All through your relationships. Use your wisdom. And don't just use your intellect to be prone like a maths guy. Maths people are so dealing with very difficult for them. I know. I'm sorry, not every person is like that. See, when you study math, everything should be proved, no? Everything should be logical, no? Okay. I find the bio people who study bio, they're pretty balanced, you know. Because they accept the way the nature it is. I'm not discriminating the maths, okay? I like it. But not everything can be proved. Okay? Not everything in the world can be proved. There are things that we cannot prove. It's difficult. It's difficult to understand. Why is it happening? You have to have a thorough investigation, and you have to take time, and you have to understand, okay, this is the nature. Okay. So that is why we have to understand. When we deal with people, when we deal with nature, even when we deal with ourselves, not everything can be proved. Sometimes it's unfair. The world is unfair. You know? We try to seek the fairness from this world. No? We think that everyone should be treated equally. Everyone should be treated equally is a concept. But when it comes to the practical world, it's not like that. There's a there will be always differences in this world. Okay? There will be always differences in this world. Understand? The Buddha said, if you expect the fairness all the time in this life, the only thing that happens to you is you will end up tired. By everything, because everything should be fair. No. Things should be unfair. Things are unfair. You know, life is unfair. It's not fair. Okay. You don't get the happy days and good days all the time. There should be ups and downs. That's what life is. Have you seen the ECG tape? Huh? ECG tape. If the line goes up and down, the person is alive, is living. If the line goes straight and smooth, what happens? You're dead. So living is always about what? Ups and downs. Fairness, unfairness. Happiness, pain. Right? Gain, loss. Fame, disfame. You can't avoid these things. These are like two sides of a coin. Understand? We toss it every single day. Every single morning we toss the coin and we face what comes up. These are called, in Buddhism, they are called 8 worldly conditions. The Buddha said, these 8 worldly conditions are the nature of this world. If you gain, there will be a day that you will lose. If you're happy today, be ready for the pain. Okay? Because when we are happy, we are not ready for the pain, aren't we? We forget that pain. But if we can remind ourselves, okay, I'm happy today, but I'm not going to let this happiness, this happy feeling, to forget about the reality of life. If you think like that, you will be ready for the next challenge. See, winning won't teach you many lessons in life. If you keep winning and winning and winning and winning, what do you forget? We forget to practice. Okay? That's what happens. That is why when I was schooling, I played volleyball. Every single time we won a tournament, the next day is the most difficult day of practice. We had to practice all through the day because we won. Not because we lost. Okay? Our coach said, the more you win, the more you have to practice. But one thing that we don't do is when we win, we don't practice because we are not ready for the fall. Because with every win, there will be always loss. So you have to be ready with that. Understand? So that is life, you know. We all face challenges. And Challenges makes our life good. And dedications make our life more meaningful. If you were to come here and today tell your life story, okay? Let's say we get the chance to tell your life story. If you had a smooth life story to tell, you know, I was born to a rich family, I got everything I want, you know, I had a good education, everything was good. Is there something inspirational or something interesting? No. Let's say the more you face, let's say you faced hardships and difficulties and you went through a lot of stuff in life and you tell your story. I was not born like this. I created this. Okay. I went through a lot of difficulties and I didn't give up. That is why I'm here today. That life story will be another survival guide of someone. Okay. People will ask, how did you survive? Okay. You went through all of these problems and how did you survive? And you can help someone who went through the same problem. You say, I know it's painful, but here's how I overcame this problem. You can try this. You can think like this. Because I overcame this. I was like you. So don't be afraid of the challenges. Okay. Don't worry about the bad people in your life, wrong people, people who hurt you, unfair situations in your life. Everything is teaching you wonderful lessons. Every good person will give you a wonderful memory to your life. Every bad person will leave you a good lesson to your life. That you won't fall into another trap. Okay? So keep practicing these things. Any questions? No? There are questions, but it is difficult to ask now. Okay, then let's find out. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Do we have any members to mention the names or share merits? Now take your time. Don't be panicked, okay? Wind up the program, okay? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arhang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi satha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakhato bhagavata dhammo samdittiko akaliko ehi passiko panaiko pachatang veditabbo vinyuhiti Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiji patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yogani Atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati Karaniya matta kusalena Yantang santang padang abhisamicca Sakho juja sujuja Suvajuja mudu anatimani Santusakoja subharoja Appakichoja sallaukavutti Santindriyoja nipakoja Appagabbo kulesu Nacha kuddang samachare kinchi Yena vinyu pare upavadeyum Sukhino akhemino hontu Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Naparo parang nikupeta Nati manyeta katta chinang kanchi Vyarosana patiga sanya Nanya manyasa dukkha micheya Matayatani puttam Ayusa eka puttamanurakke Evampi sabba bhutesu Manasambhavaye aparimanam Metancha sabba lokasmin Manasambhavaye aparimanam Uddhang adocha tiriyancha Asambadang averang asapattam Titthang charang nisinnova Sayanova yavatassa vigatamiddo Etang sating aditteya Brahmametam viharang idamaho Dittincha anupagamma silava Dasanena sampanno Kamesu vinaya gedang Nahi jatu gabbaseyang punareti Etena sacha vajena Sabbarogo vinasatu Etena sacha vajena Sabbhayo vinasatu Etena sacha vajena Sukhi digayuko bhava Parittang yang banantassa Nisinnathana dovanam Udakampi vinaseti Sabbameva parissayam Sottina gabha vuttanam Yancha sadeti tankhane Therasanguli malassa Lokanathena vasitam Kappathai mahatejang Parittantang bhanamahi Yatohang bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato Nabhijanami Sanchichapanang jivita voropeta Tena sachena soti te hotu soti gabbasati Udetayang chakkuma eka raja Harissavanno patavippabaso Tantang namassami harisavannang patavipabhasam tayajya gutta vihare mudivasam ye brahmana vedagu sabdhammi te me namo te cha mam palayantu namattu buddhanang namattu bodhiya Namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya imang so paritang katva moro charati esana apetayang chakuma ekaraja harisvanno patavipavaso tantang namassami harisvannam patavipavasam Tayajya gutta vihare murattim ye brahmana vedagu sabdhammi te me namo te cha mam palayantu namattu buddhanang namattu bodhiya namo vimuttanang namo vimuttiya imang so paritang katva Muru vasam khapaiti etena sacvajena sabrogo vinasatu etena sacvajena sabbhayo vinasatu etena sacvajena hotu te jaya mangalam sadhu sadhu So now we are going to share the merits. Sharing merits is one practice that we do in Buddhism. Okay, that means we share the good karma with everyone. So sharing good karma is something like you becoming happy, we becoming happy about what we all did. Okay, it's something like lighting 1,000 lamps. You can light many lamps from just one lamp. Okay, how do you do that? You go by one by one, but the light of that lamp, okay, light of the first lamp will never decrease. Okay, so when we share the merits, it will never decrease. We share it and it will increase. Okay, so we become happy about, everyone become happy about what we think. Okay, so many people think that sharing merits is like copy and pasting the merits. No. Okay, it's like multiplying. So this is how we do. So first of all, let's share the merits with all the devas who protect the Gautam Buddha's dispensation. May all the gods rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, and may they protect all the students who join to this Dhamma sermon today. And may all the gods realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, let's share the merits with all of our parents. May all of our parents rejoice in these merits, and may they be well and happy. May they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, let's share the merits with Malita Vijayasundara. Let's share the merits with Mr. Dr. Malita Vijayasundara and faculty manager Mrs. Utpala and Mrs. Utpala and all with all the academic staff and non-academic staff and also with all the students who are in this university and also with all the students who joined to the Dhamma sermon today. By the power of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and by the power of the great merits that we collected today, may all of you rejoice in this merit, and may you be well and happy. May you live long, may you live a happy life. May all of your future endeavors and may all of your education become successful, and may all of you be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now I'm blessing you. Abhivadana silissa nicham vadda pachayino chattaro dhamma vadhanti ayuvanno sukham balam ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti niminati samijjatu. Namo Buddhaya.